Alex ran through the station with a red suitcase in one hand. People jumped out of his way. A coffee cup flew into the air. A newspaper landed on his face, but he did not stop. Behind him, a tall man in a gray coat pushed through the crowd. "Stop," the man shouted. "Put the suitcase down." Alex looked back. The man was getting closer. "Why is he still following us?" Alex cried. Ben ran beside him, breathing hard. "Maybe because you stole his suitcase." "I did not steal it." Alex looked at the red suitcase. A short time earlier, he had been sure it was his. That afternoon, Alex arrived at Central Station after visiting his sister for 2 days. The station was full of people. Children were crying. Wheels rolled across the floor. A voice above them announced 3 trains at the same time. Alex placed his red suitcase beside a bench and checked his phone. Ben had promised to meet him, but Ben was late. Alex sent him a message. Ben answered, 2 minutes. In Ben's language, that usually meant 15. A train arrived behind him, the doors opened, and a large group of passengers filled the platform. For a few seconds, Alex could not see his suitcase. Then the crowd moved away. A red suitcase was still beside the bench. Alex picked it up and walked to the station coffee shop. The barista recognized him. "The usual?" Alex nodded and ordered a sandwich too. Alex sat near the window. He wanted to charge his phone, so he opened the suitcase to find his cable. He froze. His clothes were gone. Inside the suitcase was a dark blue suit, a white shirt, and a pair of shiny black shoes. On top of them lay a photograph of a smiling young couple. "That is not my shirt," Alex whispered. He moved the photograph and found a white envelope. 3 words were written across the front in thick black letters. "Deliver before 6." Under the envelope was a small black box covered in soft velvet. Alex looked at the station clock. It was 5:12. He reached for the box, then stopped. "Do not open mysterious boxes," he told himself. That is how bad stories begin. "Good news," Ben said behind him. "I am only 12 minutes late." Alex nearly fell off his chair. Ben saw the open suitcase. "Nice suit. Did you finally decide to dress like an adult?" "This is not my suitcase." Ben's smile disappeared. "No, but someone may think I did." Alex showed him the envelope in the black box. Ben leaned closer. "Open it." "I just decided not to." "Then why did you show it to me?" Alex picked up the envelope. There was an address on the back, Park Grand Hotel, King Street. Below it was one short line, "Bring everything. Do not be late." Ben checked the clock. "You have 48 minutes. "I have nothing. This belongs to someone else." "Exactly. Someone else has a serious problem." Alex searched the suitcase for a luggage tag. There was one near the handle, but the name was covered by a dark mark. Only a phone number remained. Alex called it. The first call stopped. On the second call, someone answered. Alex heard loud music and several voices. "Hello?" Alex said. "I think I have your suitcase." The call ended. Ben looked at him. That was strange. Maybe the signal was bad. Or maybe they know where you are. Alex slowly turned toward the window. Across the station, a tall man in a gray coat was staring directly at him. The man looked at the suitcase. Then he looked at Alex. He began walking toward the coffee shop. Ben stood up. "We should go." "Maybe he owns the suitcase." The man reached inside his coat. Ben grabbed Alex's arm. "Now we should definitely go." They hurried through the back door. Alex carried the suitcase. They entered the main station hall. Alex looked back. The man in the gray coat came through the coffee shop door. "Stop!" the man shouted. "Put the suitcase down." Alex and Ben ran. They pushed through the crowd, past the ticket machines, and jumped onto an escalator going down. The man followed. At the bottom, a subway train was about to leave. "Hold the door," Ben shouted. Alex pulled the suitcase inside. Ben jumped after him. The doors closed just before the man reached them. Alex rested his head against the door. "We lost him." Ben checked the map. "We also took the wrong train. The hotel is east. We're going west." Alex looked at the clock above the door. 5:24. They got off at the next station and ran upstairs. Outside, the streets were full of evening traffic. Ben pointed across the road. "Bus 23 goes to King Street." The bus was already moving away. Alex raised one hand. Wait! The driver did not stop. Ben saw two rental bicycles beside the sidewalk. 1 minute later, Alex was riding through traffic with the red suitcase balanced in the basket. Ben followed behind him. Slow down, Ben shouted. You told me not to be late. I also want to be alive. They turned into a crowded market street. Alex rang his bell again and again. Sorry, coming through. A delivery cart rolled in front of him. Alex turned sharply. The bicycle hit a box of oranges. Oranges rolled everywhere. Alex fell onto a pile of empty cardboard boxes. The red suitcase hit the ground and opened. The blue suit, the photograph, and the black box slid across the street. The black box bounced once, then rolled toward a storm drain. The box, Ben yelled. Alex jumped forward. He caught it with 2 fingers just before it fell through the metal bars. For a moment he lay on the street, holding the box above his head. Ben picked up the photograph. I hope this thing is important. Alex looked at the clock outside a small shop. 5:39. They packed the suitcase and started running. The hotel was only 3 blocks away. At the next corner, Alex heard a familiar voice. Stop! The man in the gray coat stood on the other side of the street. Alex stared at him. How did he find us? Ben looked at the red suitcase. We are carrying a large red suitcase through the city. The man crossed the street. Alex and Ben ran into the Grand Park Hotel. The quiet hotel lobby was filled with soft piano music. Alex and Ben rushed to the front desk. A wedding, Alex said. Where is the wedding? The receptionist looked confused. We have 3 weddings today. Alex showed her the photograph. She studied it. I don't recognize them. Behind Alex, the hotel doors opened. The man in the gray coat entered. Ben pointed toward a hallway. They ran past 2 conference rooms, a kitchen, and a surprised waiter carrying glasses. At the end of the hallway, they found a ballroom filled with flowers. Alex opened the doors. Everyone inside turned toward him. A bride stood at the front of the room. A groom stood beside her, in a perfect black suit. Alex looked at the photograph. It was not them. Wrong wedding, he said, as the man in the gray coat entered behind them. Please stop running, he said. He bent forward and tried to catch his breath. I am too old for this. Alex held the suitcase in front of him. Who are you? The man pulled a phone from inside his coat. This, he said, is what I was reaching for. Ben quietly stepped behind Alex. The man showed them the screen. It displayed the same photograph that was inside the suitcase. My name is Leo, he said. The man in that picture is my younger brother, Tom. Today is his wedding. That is his suit. Those are his shoes. And that small box contains the wedding rings. Alex looked down at the box in his hand. The rings? Yes, the rings you almost dropped into a storm drain. You saw that? Ben asked. Half the market saw that. Alex gave Leo the suitcase. I'm sorry, I took it by mistake. Leo shook his head. I know. I saw 2 identical suitcases beside the bench. When I realized what happened, you were already in the coffee shop. Then, your friend looked at me like I was a criminal, and both of you ran. Ben nodded. You do have a very suspicious coat. Leo looked at him. You stole that sandwich. Ben hid it behind his back. Alex looked around the ballroom. But where is Tom's wedding? Leo pointed to the invitation on his phone. Park Grand Hotel. Alex stared at the words, then at the sign in the ballroom. In his rush, he had read the hotel name backward. Grand Park Hotel. Those are 2 different hotels? The receptionist appeared in the doorway. People make that mistake every week. Leo checked the time. 5:46. The Park Grand Hotel was 20 minutes away by car. They ran outside and jumped into a taxi. For 1 block, everything went well. Then the car stopped behind a long line of traffic. The driver shook his head. Road closed. Leo looked at the clock. 14 minutes. Ben opened the taxi door. We run. They raced through the streets. Leo carried the suitcase. Alex carried the ring box. Ben still carried the now flat sandwich. At 5:55, they reached the park beside the hotel. A security gate blocked the shortest path. The main entrance is on the other side, Leo said. Ben pointed to a small opening under the gate. Not for us. They pushed the suitcase through first. Ben crawled under. Alex followed, but his jacket caught on the metal. Go without me, Alex shouted. Ben pulled his arm. Leo pulled his other arm. The jacket tore, and Alex rolled onto the grass. They entered the Park Grand Hotel at 5:58. Music came from the second floor. They ran up the stairs. At the top, a woman in a white dress stood outside a ballroom with her arms crossed. Beside her, a nervous young man wore black trousers, a white t-shirt, and no shoes. The man saw Leo and shouted, "Where have you been?" Leo lifted the suitcase. "Ask Alex." Alex held up the black box. "I think these belong to you." The bride covered her mouth. The groom opened the box and saw the rings. For 1 second, no one spoke. Then the bride started laughing. The groom looked at Alex's torn jacket, Ben's destroyed sandwich, and Leo's red face. "I have several questions," he said. "Ask them after the wedding," the bride replied. The groom changed into his suit. The music started again. At exactly 6:07 the ceremony began. Alex and Ben watched from the back. "We were 9 minutes late," Alex whispered. Ben smiled. "For a wedding? That is early." After the ceremony, Tom thanked them and arranged for Alex's real suitcase to be delivered from the station's lost and found office. It arrived an hour later. Alex checked the luggage tag 3 times before opening it. Inside were his clothes, his phone charger, and a box of cookies from his sister. "Finally," he said. Then Ben noticed something under the cookies. Was that there before? It was a black envelope. Alex's name was written across the front. Alex opened it. Inside was a single white card. This was not an accident. Alex read the sentence twice. Ben looked toward the hotel doors. "Alex, who knew which suitcase was yours?" Across the lobby, a person in a dark hat turned away and disappeared into the night. Alex held the card tightly. The wrong suitcase had found its owner. But Alex's story was only beginning. Who switched Alex's suitcase? Vote in the comments. 1. Leo. 2. Ben. Or 3. Someone we haven't met yet. Tell us your theory. Like the video, subscribe for the next adventure, and watch the next story on the screen.